What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcast for the next episode of Stardew Valley. My name is Splattercat. Very happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while and continue to be the farmer of the figgles. What a figgle is, I'm assuming it has something to do with figs. I don't know. Never been a big fig fan. I am not that guy. Oh, look, our farming stuff came in, so some of our random crops have grown. Unfortunately, so this is the point at which I gotta give you disclaimers. I have played a lot of this game. Like, all of the last couple episodes were recorded a couple days after the release of Stardew Valley. Versus everything that I've done now, I think I've got like 20 extra hours played. So unfortunately, I have information that's going to hurt us. I think I planted all of this stuff in our crop area at the wrong time, because at the beginning of the summer, this is not a mechanic that I particularly am enamored with, but it is what it is. Like, I'm not like mad about it or anything like that. It's just something like they don't tell you and you don't know about until you get there. And so what happens is when you swap over to the next month, what's basically going to happen is I thought that you just had like the same crops and then you kind of just rotated things and we would make new crops over here. And I thought everything would be perfectly fine. As it turns out, at the beginning of the summer, all of our crops die instantaneously. So unless they're summer crops, they die just outright. And there's nothing that you can do about that. So unfortunately, we're going to have to live with that. And I've planted a lot of stuff and it's gotten us into a little bit of trouble. Still, we should be able to get like one last harvest out. Worst case scenario is that we go down into the dungeon and we make up the cost there, or we fish a little bit in order to maintain like the various things that it's going to cost us. Today, in this episode, I don't really know what I want to play around with. We'll probably end up doing just this, that, or the other. I mean, there's lots of things we could focus on. Paramount among those, I think, is probably dungeon exploration, because there's some really, really cool, really, really good stuff you can get down in the dungeon. And I would like that to be gifted upon us. And by gifted upon us, I mean murder people for it. Or I guess slimes. Slimes aren't people unless you really, really, really use a rough sense. Unless you have some weird moral compass. Slimes aren't people. At least that's so saith the Splattercat. Not all slimes and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't work with me. I don't like the slimes. I look at them and I say, hey, slime, you keep to your side of the railroad tracks and I'll keep to mine. Ooh, there's a little thingy over here. A little diggy thing. Oh, cool, there's copper ore inside the ground. Ooh, there's forageables, too. Well, if we got those incorrigible forageables, I think we should be able to make a little bit of cash. That's a tough word to rhyme, forageables. Incorrigibles, the only thing that I can think of that, like, directly, like, that's like a perfect rhyme for it. Everything else, though, I gotta sit here and think about for a second. We're like mid-episode anyways, so I don't want to waste a bunch of time thinking about it when we could just be playing the game. So you know what? I'm gonna give up, because that seems to be the Splattercatty thing to do. It was Shane's birthday yesterday. It's nobody's birthday for right now. The flower dance is in a couple days. That is gonna be a spectacle. A definite spectacle. It's gonna be a little bit embarrassing. I haven't done the greatest job at making friends around here still. Let's go down to the beach and see if there's anything we can pick up down there. There's lots of stuff we can focus on over the next couple days. I'm actually thinking I may want to clear out the beach since we don't really have anything to focus on for a day or two. And then after that, we'll probably have a couple of adventure days. I apologize if I haven't been using some of the materials and stuff that's around. It's just I got caught up in the moment and forgot to do it. We got a little bit more clay right there. That's actually pretty important. You kind of want to hold on to the clay. You are going to need it later. It seems like one of those items when you're first picking it up that you could just ignore and be like, clay, I don't care about you. But no, actually, you are going to need the clay at some point. I've upgraded my backpack, so that's pretty sweet. I should probably put some bait. Oh, I've only got the bamboo pole. See, I've got another playthrough going for the stream where we're like 30, 35 hours into the game, where we're like pretty far in. And unfortunately, I'm getting my barometers all messed up for what playthrough I'm inside of right now. So I'm thinking that I have items that I don't have. I'm wondering what's inside my chest. This is going to be a fairly incredible thing for me to have to lock down. Come on, Baba. Give me that. No, not a broken CD. Who's throwing broken CDs in the ocean, man? The ocean is not a receptacle for your trash. I don't think I've ever littered in the ocean, so I think I can make that, like, I always find that when I'm on the channel, I'll make, like, these moral, ethical, ecological proclamations, and I'll think about it really, really hard, and I'll figure out that I've broken my own rule at some point, like in the last 2 years. I'm like, man, I'm a giant hypocrite, but I'm almost positive I've never thrown anything in the ocean. And I live near the ocean, so the temptation is always there. Sometimes it's like, hey, you want to throw something inside of me? And I'm like, no, ocean, don't tempt me like that. How dare you? He's like, are you sure you could mess up some coral? I'm like, ocean, why are you doing this right now? Like, why would you want me to ruin you? He's like, mostly so you feel like you owe me something later. And I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of shady. Do you normally do that with people? Like, try and convince them to do things that are against their best interests? I need to catch some anchovies. And I need to catch a couple, I think I need sardines and anchovies real fast. We got a herring, a 17-inch herring. If you're trying to make money, the best way to do it in the early game, especially if you're just waiting for crops to grow, I find that I do really, really well by fishing. I don't know. I can fish, or I can go down to the dungeon and sell all the random little earth crystals and stuff that you pick up. It seems to come around pretty well. Pretty well. Kind of a weird week for me right now. Kind of a weird week, and it's only Monday. You know, like when you know, I have statistical proof that people goof off towards the beginning of the week and like work really, really hard at the end of the week. Basically, YouTube shows me everybody's activity, and one thing that I've noticed is that Mondays and Tuesdays have the same, like, they have the exact same activity level as Sundays and Saturdays, like weekends when people are off. And so my estimation is that what happens is people get back to work on Mondays and Tuesdays and they just goof off and watch YouTube videos. And then somewhere around Wednesday night, they realize how much work they have to get done. And Thursdays and Fridays are like these black holes where nobody's watching like anything. It's pretty amazing what you can extrapolate from data just by looking at it. Like people's normal user habits and stuff like that. Ooh, hey, what's up, treasure chest? I know it's just going to be bait, but you want to come with me? Oh, no. My fishing skills are lackluster because I haven't fished in a while. I'm sorry if you're bored by the fishing episodes, but sometimes you gotta fish. Sometimes you just gotta wish to get yourself a fish. Oh, and these are like gold quality fishies too. We might be able to make a little bit of cash off these ones. The reason why I'm fishing is normally that's the way that I occupy my time if there's nothing else going on. We should probably get the fiberglass pole pretty soon because we're gonna need it once we start going up against some of like the real fish. So once we get to summertime, fall time, there's gonna be new fish that are in all the different lakes and all the different areas, and they can be a tad gnarly. In addition, I'm pretty sure anyways, that pause right there was almost 100% for the fact that my face is super itchy right now. I'm thinking we should be able... Okay, I'll take a herring. I think we'll probably fish till 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I think I've already gone to the Adventurers Guild and, like, introduced myself there. I mean, we're doing pretty well with the bamboo pole right now. The thing about the fiberglass pole is that you got to keep bait on it, and the bait is easy to come by, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about the availability of bait, but I just always forget to put bait on it, and so... Normally what I'll do is I'll just load like 100 bait on top of that thing and hope for the best. We should probably walk around and talk to some people, too, and see if maybe we can't get our reputation with them up. Apparently, if you talk to people, you get a little bit of a heart with them, even if you haven't given them gifts or anything like that. So we should probably do that as well, just to try and make friends. That may be why we have, like, no real social connections here right now. It may also be because we've got a drug cartel running out of the side of our farm. Weed season is coming. Weed season is coming. You know, we are ready for it. We are ready for it. I already got my trimmers all lined up. I'm ready to dry. I'm ready to do all that stuff. It's good to go. Got another sardine. I'm actually looking for an anchovy right now is what I really want. And I know this isn't thrilling gameplay, but sometimes you just gotta fish all day. It's part of the game. If you don't do it, you're not gonna be able to fill in like the random little... The aquarium thingamadoobie. Oh, that was my fault, but I still got it. I was itching my stomach at the time. I just woke up, and when I wake up in the morning, I'm always itchy. I'm always like backlogged on all the itches that I haven't scratched throughout the course of the night. Come on, little bobber. You're my little awesome fish tapper. Make them ride upon my pole today. Where's that fishy at? Man, they aren't nibbling today. There we go. See? Just had to wait him out a little bit. Just had to wait him out. I may also focus on clearing out our field on the side so that we can get enough wood to rebuild this bridge over here. This is actually a pretty important resource on this side. See all that coral and stuff on the other side? We could probably sell everything that's over there for like an absurd amount of money. I don't usually hold on to it. I usually just sell it all. You can use it for some stuff later on in the game, but it's not that important. Let's talk to you. Hey, I hope your new farming life is panning out as you'd hoped. That was a question. I hope your new farming life is panning out as you'd hoped. Like he's got like the little huh at the end. Anybody inside this house that wants to converse with me? No. Fine, then I don't want to converse with you either. It's Maru. Hi. Do you have fun working on the farm? Yeah. Well, that's good, isn't it? It's pretty cool working on the farm, I guess. I've been the mayor of Pelican Town for over 20 years. So much for democracy. Hello, the weather's interesting today, don't you think? Although maybe he's been elected, because I know the mayor in my town's been the mayor for like 20 years, too. It seems like a, hey, what's up? It's a pretty sweet gig if you can get it. Like, because our mayor gets paid like, I think like 110 grand a year. Just to sit in on city council meetings and stuff. And then to like go to ribbon cuttings and things of that nature. I mean, he's like 80 years old. It's a pretty sweet gig, though, if you can land it. Like, if you can become the mayor, you basically are guaranteed re-election because nobody cares who the mayor is. Like in a small town. A city, I guess. My town has like 130,000 people in it. But, like, nobody cares who the mayor is. They just kind of, like, check a box on election day. I'm struggling to make ends meet. I don't have enough patience. Well, that's pretty good, though. What'd you find? Hey there, mister. So, I don't know how much that helps. But people had said that, like, if you focus on it, it can actually end up giving you a bunch of reputation in the long term. So if you do it, like, day after day after day after day, it turns out pretty... Oh, hey, what's up, Haley? My sister is so weird. Sometimes I wonder if we're actually related. Yeah, my sister used to have that look on her face, too. Definitely anybody that's grown up with a sister has seen that look on her face. That's usually the look that you get when you're, like, I don't know, spitting in her hair or, like, shooting her with a water gun in the back of her head or something like that. That eye roll. Although that was more of an older sister look. Younger sister look is just to go straight to screaming and crying because she knows Dad will hear her and then, like, kick my ass or something. Dads are super biased when it comes to sisters. Let's see. Hey there, it's good to see you. At least my dad was. My sister knew. My sister had my dad wrapped around her finger. I'd be done for. If it came down to me or the sister, it was definitely going to be the sister. Sister, sister. I think this is Pam's daughter over here. If you hear any banging from inside my hut, it's just me working on sculptures. I think we already made a joke about that, the banging inside the hut, did we not? Oh, look, the gypsy is here. Are you allowed to say gypsy anymore, or is that one of those words that's, like, outlawed nowadays? We don't have gypsies in the United States, so I never know if you're allowed to say that anymore. Let's see, you can get speed grow, slime. Why would I buy these things? A pink office chair. It's part of a complete bag from breakfast. A rare seed. Grow in fall and takes 1 season to grow. Is it like Jack's beanstalk or something? What's up with this pig over here? Your pig appears to have like a real McDonald's grimace thing going on. This episode brought to you by McDonald's. Go pick up a new, I don't know, McGriddle today. They're not new anymore. I only had a McGriddle one time and it made me hella sick. I got up early one day when I was in high school, right after the McGriddles came out, to go get McGriddles with a friend of mine, like McGriddles and like breakfast or whatever from McDonald's. Before we went to school. Horrible mistake. Horrible mistake. Had just like the worst case of the shits ever. Like right in the middle of second period, I was just like, your stomach starts getting all rowdy. You're like, oh God, teacher, can I go to the bathroom? You're like, you are 17 years old. What part of your head makes you think it's okay to just go to the bathroom whenever you want to? And I'd be like, yeah, that was until, normally I plan appropriately for being a class teacher, but that was before McDonald's McGriddles, yo. I'll probably sell the harangas. And we'll probably get rid of the anchovies too. That should give us a nice little, hopefully anyways, it should give us a nice little injection of cash. On the opposite end, that's not really going to help all that much. I was going to chop down trees for the remainder of the day once I figure out what my wood supply looked like. And so my wood supply is actually looking non-existent. What did I do with all my wood? It's gone. My wood is so gone. So we've got a halibut. Oh, never mind. I got sardines and anchovies and all kinds of stuff in here. Okay, we really haven't done that great at fishing, though. Tiny bit disappointed with myself, but this is all well within the confines of what we can accomplish. I was like, why is my character moving all slow for a second? As it turns out, my shift key was depressed. I don't know. I gotta help him find like some Zoloft or something. Is Zoloft for that? I think Zoloft might be for anxiety, possibly. Who knows? So I need to go chop some trees. Where have all of my tools gone? So there's the scythe. It's been like a week and a half since I recorded last. Did I turn my axe in to be upgraded? No, I didn't. I was going to say, that doesn't seem like something I would do right about now. In fact, now would be the time to get the hoe upgraded if you can. Or to have something else upgraded. We need to chop wood. We have like no wood at all inside of our area. And unfortunately, that is going to negatively affect us in the near future. So with the few hours of daylight we've got left, I'm probably just going to lumberjack a little bit. And see if I can't get maybe 100 wood out today. I don't know. We might not be able to hit that threshold, but we gotta try. We just gotta try, Nerd Castle. There's two options for what you can do with the trees when they drop their little nuts or whatever. Everybody knows that trees nuts. Trees nuts, homie. Anyways, when you chop down a tree, they drop their nuts. We scared the butterflies out that tree right there. That's unfortunate, making butterflies fly at night when there's like bats and stuff all over the place, just being like, give us your blood, butterflies. That's how I imagine in my head. It's very much kind of like a Transformer-y voice. Like a Decepticon-y voice. Oh, probably Decepticon-y. That's just a girl named Connie who's really, really into Decepticons. I'm going to sell off the remainder of those fish. So you can use this combination right here, the acorn, the maple seed, and the pine cone, to make energy bars. However, you could also plant the seeds, and that would sort of make it so that you have more trees to chop in the future. It's really your call. It's up to you. I'm going to go to sleep for the night. Sleeping for the night. We got level 3 fishing, so that's pretty cool. That gives us the crab pot recipe. And then you've undoubtedly probably never seen this before because I never used it until now in this playthrough, but when you use the box at the end of the day, it'll give you a little printout for how much money you made. And we made about $900 yesterday, all in a day's work. Man, making $900 a day, that is a lot of money. That's like almost more money than you can spend. I mean, you could spend it if you were really relentless and reckless, but for most average spending habits, that would be almost impossible to liquidate on a monthly. You would run out of like random shit to entertain yourself with, unless you're like really into random collectibles. Hey, get out of here, crow. Get out of here. I forgot that I had that second field over there. I gotta put in another scarecrow. I don't know if there's any point watering this field right here. I'm a little bit on the fence about it. I don't know how well this is all gonna come around. Kind of a tough call. I know I don't want to, I mean, I guess I could plant something that takes like 6 days or something like parsnips, and that would work out okay. But anything that takes longer than like 9 days, I probably don't want to plant right now. I'm going to go fill up the watering can. Our fences also degrade as well. There's a mod that you can get from the developers, though, that makes it so the fences don't degrade. I think that's probably a placeholder. I think it was up on the forums somewhere. And then I'm willing to bet the developers are probably just going to put in like a random like little switch or something like that in the options eventually that'll allow you to just be like, switch, don't make my fences degrade, because I know a lot of people have expressed discontent. There's been a little bit of malcontentedness as far as I know on forums and stuff about that, about the fences falling apart after you put them up. Fences last a long time, so they do degrade pretty quickly. They degrade, I think, within like 20 days or something like that, whereas in real life a fence will last, if it's well constructed and made by a reputable company, a fence should probably last around 10 years or so. 7 to 10 years seems to be about what most people have around here. And then they start to lean from the wind or whatever. Because we get 50-mile-an-hour winds here like all the time. It happens constantly. We had it 2 nights ago. It's actually like monsoon season out here right now. It is pissing down in the Bay Area. It's been raining non-stop for probably about a week straight. Just like, oh my god. We had like 50, 45-mile-an-hour winds the other night. It's getting pretty gnarly up in here. It's a little terrifying. We're going to run out of energy today, but there's not really much that I can do about that. It's only 9 in the morning, and I already don't really have much energy left. Can I break this log? I was going to say, with that axe, I didn't think it was going to work. Let me get rid of some of these plants over here. Basically, I'm just going to try and clear out another, like, southern field area. What we can do on top of that is we can just sit here and eat salmon berries all day to get our energy back if we have to. We've already done our planting. We've already done all the important stuff that needs to get done, like, right now, I think. I'll go back up there and I'll inspect the vines just in case. If we can get like 1 harvest out, it justifies the purchase. Yeah, it looks like I got it all. I may plant some parsnips or something over here just to make a little bit of extra cash. The other thing we could think about investing our cash in is creating a silo before the next season gets here. I don't know if that's something that everybody's going to be into or if everybody thinks that's worthwhile, but we could make a silo and then we could make a chicken coop, because that would mean that our chickens get a good 10-15 days worth of growth in order to make things work out. By the way, you don't have to water your pets. I've noticed a disturbing trend where people keep jumping into my streams and being like, water the cat! Like, I don't know if it's just people trolling or trying to be trendy or if it's just like a fad surrounding the game. It's funny the game is so popular now that it's got like little fads like that that are surrounding it though. Cracks me up. I gotta get rid of all these trees over here. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a day filled with energy consumption, but we should be able to be really, really, really productive today if we focus on just knocking out some of these things. We could also go down, I guess we could, since I'm not planning on doing... Yeah, let's get our pickaxe upgraded because we're going to want to dive down and get the iron ore. And we're not really going to be doing any mining for the next day or two. I'm going to be focusing pretty heavily on clearing out this field. So we could either, yeah, let's do that. We're also going to watch TV because you can get crafting recipes from the television. Keep that in mind. As well, just in case you were interested in having like all the little crafting recipes and whatnot, you got to watch TV in order to get those. You can also watch the fortune teller. The fortune teller, I think, tells you like what the weather's going to be like over the next couple of days and like whether or not your crops are going to be super awesome. It just sort of depends. We've got a quest over here. Hey, neighbors. Trying to give my cows potato in order to increase their milk production. If you find one, could you swing it by for me? I think I do have a potato, but I think it's for my... I think it's for my potato quest thing, the spring crops bundle. Yeah, I haven't turned in anything for that right now. We've got cauliflower, we got green beans, and we got a parsnip. I'm waiting on the other stuff so that I could turn that in. Obviously, I would have planned a little bit better had I thought about it. But hindsight is always 20/20, I guess. I've played a lot of the game at this point, and so there's like lots of things that this character does not have. Like I haven't done all the fishing quests. We've still got enough time left in the month, though, to get it done. Say hi to the mayor. It's a good season to start thinking about gardening, even for us non-farmers. It's a good season to start thinking about that mustache and how you're going to make it look even more manly than it already looks. If I had a mustache like that, I'd never let it quit. I got the mutton chops going on right now, though. Every now and again, I get on like a sideburn kick where I'm just like, I'm going to have big-ass like 1800 sideburns, like Charles Darwin style. Yep, I'm a blacksmith. Let's upgrade a tool here so we can go... I'd recommend doing the watering can a couple days before the end of the season, by the way. So like on the 28th, just don't replant, and then just use the watering can at that point to get to the to get to the copper one. And then that one I think shoots the 3 in front of you, so you can water a lot faster. It's definitely worth having. Thanks, I'll get started on this as soon as I can. It should be ready in a couple of days, and by a couple he means 3 days. What he should say is a few days. A couple is 2 days. A few is 3 days. And then several would be like 4 to 5 days. That's how I see it in my head. Then again, nobody listens to me about anything anyways, so what am I even talking about anymore? What am I even talking about anymore? We talked to this guy with his ridiculous sexy man hair. I'm kind of new to this town myself, but I really feel at home. Do you always wear like a blazer and a tie when you go out? I mean, you could dress more casually when you go to the beach, man. That dude was sniffing his armpit. He's like, man, when was the last time I took a shower? That's the classic dude check right there. That's how you know you gotta hit it up real fast and be like, yeah, it smells like it's been a day or so. Should probably go hop in the shower, get my bathing on. Let's go ahead and throw the salmon berry in there. I'm gonna try and get that bridge built today, I hope. Anyways, I think it costs like 300 wood. And then we'll keep chopping away. That's the only other thing that we have to work on is I need to get enough wood to where we can start kind of building the advanced structures for our farm so that we can have like chickens and cows and all of that kind of fun stuff. Keep throwing those salmon berries in there until further notice. And Marnie wanted a potato. I don't know if we'll get that quest done in time. We may or may not. I don't feel like that stone should really be in my way to that extent, but it totally was. I'll talk to the doctor too while we're over here. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Harvey, the local doc. We've met like 30 times before, man. I've come by your shop like 150 times. He's got the same thing going on that I do, where I just meet so many people a day that like I just have no capacity for remembering names or dates or anything anymore. That's the biggest issue. It's like, how many people a day do you think you meet? And I probably have to talk to like 10 to 15 new people a day. And it's just like, if you're counting on me to remember anything about our interactions, you may want to adjust your expectations accordingly. My memory is just inherently not that good. Although I guess inherently sort of implies that, like, it's due to heredity or something like that, which I don't want to blame it on my family or whatever. I got called on that at a Thanksgiving like 10 years ago. I was like, I don't know, I think I might just be inherently lazy or something. And both my uncles and my dad were like, whoa, 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 whoa. Inherently lazy means it's a family thing. Don't rope us in on your bullshit. I got called on it with a quickness. It was a little upsetting. We'll probably get Lumberjacking 3 today, which will be great. That'll actually increase our energy efficiency while chopping down trees or whatnot. This guy's moving anyways. Like anybody that could chop down this amount of trees in one day by hand with an axe. He's my hero. I had to chop down saplings. There was like 50 saplings that needed to be chopped down when I was a kid. My dad was, I don't even remember what we were working on, but I had a hatchet. And he was just like, yeah, start chopping down saplings. They were probably about as thick as this little log right here. And so you had to give them the old up down. If you're trying to chop down a tree, you chop downwards for a little while, and then you chop upwards for a little while so that it makes like a wedge shape. And then eventually, once the wedge is thin enough, you just push on it and it'll fall right off. That's how we did it anyways. I don't know if that's like the proper lumberjacking technique. I'm sure there will be plenty of lumberjacking elitists in the audience right now. I'm like, no, 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 no. Here's what you do. You wait till the full moon. You wait till the second wolves howl after the crossing of the raven. And then what you do is you take the axe and you bless it under the sacred water. I'm like, wow, this is complicated. You guys do this every single day before you go to work? Seems like you wouldn't have much time for sleeping. Seems like you wouldn't have much time for sleeping. We got like no energy left. A little bit of a bummer. I could make some energy bars. Like, that's perfectly fine. They're only worth like 45 health though, so it's not going to be that useful. I could also make a gravel path. I probably should have fertilized better too. I thought I did fertilize this field. I don't know. I missed some spots in there, but people just have to deal, I guess. People get upset with me over minutia, little things that I mess up. I only need like 4 wood. If I could just get like a couple, there we go. Perfect. Let's take all this wood down to the beach and we'll uncover that secondary area off on the other side. While I walk there, it looks like we are just about out of time for the day. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcastle for the next episode of Stardew Valley. I will see you all in future episodes because I'm a time traveler like that. Hi, do everybody. I'll see y'all there. Bye.